The second P that is oftentimes discussed is the P of pricing. It's the only P that doesn't cost any money. It's actually looking at costs and looking at the impact of money and how to make money. Essentially, you have two prices that you can have, either the highest price or the lowest price. The highest price is how much you can charge the highest price in order to sell the product and make the most profit, and the lowest price is the one that is closest to making no money. As a seller of the product, you want to have the highest price. As a buyer of the product, you want to have the lowest price. So these two are the two extremes. This concept of pricing is based on the idea that there are variable and fixed costs. The fixed costs, they don't change with the number of products that you're making. The more products you're making, the more you have higher variable costs. So the idea is to increase the production of your products, not so much to increase your variable cost, but to reduce the impact of your fixed cost over the prices. So your fixed costs get divided by the number of products that you make, and therefore they become less significant. The total cost is therefore the two costs, variable plus fixed. The idea of increasing the numbers is also supported by the concept of economy of scales. The more you make product, the cheaper the unit cost of making this product, because the more you buy products supply, the lower the price of each unit because of the volume discount. So you buy more of the raw material or the components, each component becomes cheaper, and then the overall cost of making this product becomes lower. So that's the concept of Fordism, is the more you produce, the cheaper it is to make each thing that you're making. The next concept is the experience curve, is the better you become at producing, the more you produce, the better you become at producing, and the better you become at producing, the more you become efficient, and you optimize the number of production per hour by having more experience. The price elasticity of demand is the concept that people demand may change based on the price. If the price goes up, people buy less. If the price goes down, people buy more. So it's important to see how much do people have a elasticity of demand. The more they react to a small change, the more they are elastic, and therefore you want to be careful in either increasing or thinking about the decreasing of the price, because if you decrease the price, they may be buying more, but eventually it may damage the perception of quality, and then they may be buying less. Or you may realize that by increasing the price, people may also be buying more because they think it is becoming more rare, more special, and maybe the price increase is actually explaining the fact that more and more people want to buy the product. So there are 4 strategies in order to define which method of pricing you should use. The first one is called cost-based. The idea behind cost-based is you're trying to think about a specific markup that you want to add to your products. So let's say you are Walmart and you sell 1 million different type of products, and you say every product is going to be whatever is our cost plus 10%. The problem of doing this is that there may be products where you could be making more than 10%, and there may be products where you should be making less than 10%. By doing an overall cost base like this, you're only looking at the markup. So you never know if the markup is the maximum that you should get. It's only based on the arbitrary number. So it's convenient, but it may not be the most optimal. Break-even based is less of an accounting. What I mean by this is the cost base is more of an accounting. The break-even is more of a financial perspective. Is you thinking about how much profits you want to have. So let's say you want to make $100,000 the first month. Is you're going to look at your costs and see how many products you can sell the first month, and then you're going to define what is the price that the product should be sold in order to make this $100,000. So you're going to make a variation of number of units in order to increase the number sold of products or lower the number sold of products in order to reach this $100,000. Trying to reach sort of a profit like this is very often done because of the pressure of investors that you have to pay back. So therefore, you're trying to make sure that you pay back your investors by using the break-even based method, which is the method that you oftentimes see when you're looking at the program Shark Tank, because that's what the Shark Tank, they think in terms of break-even. The value-based is more of the marketing perspective, which is how much do the customers think, how much do they think it's worth? So it's looking at through the eyes of the customers, the target, but at the same time, the targets may have experience with this type of products and already buying these products from your competitors. Therefore, it's not just purely looking at how much do they think it's worth. but how much are they willing to spend for this product? So value-based is more marketing. And then you have the competitor-based, which is also a marketing method by trying to think about the positioning of your brand based on the price and quality perception. But it's less complicated than the value-based, because the value-based is in the eye of the consumers. And sometimes you have big variation of what consumers think the price is for a product. So you have to be very sure to use the perception of your target as the value-based pricing versus the competitors. You don't have as many competitors as you have customers. So it's also much quicker to look at the competitors based. But by looking at the competitor, you may be looking at being higher than your competitor, but it may not be something that you could do. And then you could be trying to be lower than your competitors when your competitors are also not at the right price. So you take a chance, but the market usually gives you the time to react when you're using your competitors' pricing. The other pricing strategy have to do with having the highest price or having the lowest price. So this is what you would wonder when you're launching a new product: is should have the highest price as possible. Based on the competitors, we can beat them with this product. It's better. Based on the consumer, they see a higher value, so we could increase the price. And if we try to have the highest price as possible, that would be called the skimming pricing strategy, having the highest price. However, with the skimming pricing strategy, you won't sell as many products, and it may take a while for many competitors to start buying the product. So you would do this if you have a huge innovation. You would do this if you have not too many competitors for the quality and the innovativeness of your product. However, you may also decide to have a penetration pricing, which is a price that would be much lower in order to incentivize and stimulate the market to buy your product, also because that way you will get a large market share, and you could lower the interest for your competitors to try to join in this market, because you would have already captured a lot of your customers, and maybe they would be already loyalty, so it'll be costing them a lot of money in order to come and compete with you. They won't have to spend the money to launch the product because you've done that, but it will still be a low profit margin, and they may not be too interested to adventure in this, not knowing that they won't make as much money as if they came earlier. So the penetration pricing is to get quick market share, and in order to quickly dominate, in order to make it harder for the next competitors to come and join in. The product line pricing is when you're looking at creating different products in your product line to have different options and level of quality and amount of features in order to offer different prices. The more the product comes with the options, the more it will be expensive. You could be deciding to make money from the options. So everyone gets, there's one standard product, and you just pay for every one of the option. And so you have a low margin for the standard product and then a higher margin for the options. Then the captive is when you would be making money from selling some elements that comes with the product, where most of your profit will be from the elements. So you sell printers, and the printers don't cost a lot of money for the customers. You have a very low margin, 10% or less, but they have to use it with toner cartridge. And the toner cartridge, it is a high profit margin that they have to buy regularly. So you make 8% with the printer, and you make 200% with the toner cartridge. And that's called captive product pricing. By product is when you're selling a product that comes from the byproduct of what you're making. So you're making furniture that generates some sawdust. Eventually you can get rid of the sawdust, or you could turn the sawdust into some kind of product that could be used by another industry, maybe used by a zoo or pet store or things like this. And then you sell and make some money from this, being before in a position where you are getting rid of it. The bundling pricing is when you will sell a bunch of products together for less than the cost of those products added together. So you could be selling toothbrush and a toothpaste, and each one is worth, let's say, $1. Instead of selling it for $2, you sell it for $1.50. You could be selling season tickets for baseball, and instead of costing $100 per ticket, you will be selling 5 tickets for $400. So what it does, it allows you to sell larger quantities, that allows you to sometimes introduce new products, that allows you to get rid of some of products that are harder to sell because it's a different season. So you sell them in sort of the season where you sell less of these. And it allows you also to reduce your inventory and increase your cash flow. Then competitor-based pricing is by looking at what are the prices from your competitors and just having the price sort of aligned or less or more than them. There's other kind of discounts with the pricing that are very important, where people could get more products when they buy. They could get money for turning in a product that they've used. There could be some promotions. There could be some function of discount by buying larger volumes. The idea is that there are different customers and there are different locations and there are different form of products and maybe different times and seasons where you will be selling the product that you want to adjust in order to be more efficient. Promotional pricing is the fact that you will have some products that will be sold for specific events with lower interest, with bigger warranties, with maybe additional gift or free merchandise, with discounts sold at specific events, or maybe some product that you will be selling as a loss leader, which means that you won't make money on selling this product. But at that time, this product will get a lot of attention and will increase the foot traffic or just the traffic to your website, because people will be interested and you would have a deal that nobody else has.